Our Bibles are broken down into books, chapters, and verses. There are nearly 1,200 chapters in the Bible and over 31,000 verses. The shortest of which, in John chapter 11 and verse 35, Jesus wept, to the longest in Esther 8 and verse 9. This allows us to easily find a passage in Scripture, and if you're reading with someone else, it helps you to keep on the same page, and same verse for that matter. One way to accomplish this would be to use page numbers, which might work when you're in school and everybody's using the same textbook, but with the Bible, there are so many different versions and translations that this doesn't quite work, hence the addition of chapters and verses. But did you know that in the original manuscripts of the Bible, there weren't any chapter or verse breakdowns? In fact, the first English Bible to have chapters and verses wasn't published until the late 1500s. Instead, the ancient scriptures were composed of a scroll of a book that was broken down into paragraphs. Chapters and verses can be great for navigating the Bible and can be very helpful when sharing in the daily Bible readings, but chapter and verse breakdowns are not inspired, and in some cases, they can actually become distracting. Just remember that even though something might occur in a separate chapter, the Bible is meant to be read as a book, and the ideas are carried throughout the chapters. That's why we did some Bible Basics webinar segments on the importance of reading with context. But that's not all. The punctuation that we have in our Bibles was also not inspired. Punctuation was added around the 3rd century BC to help orators with their pauses and tone. In some cases, the punctuation that's added to our Bibles can actually convey the wrong idea. You've heard how much a comma can impact the meaning of a single sentence through examples like, "Let's eat, Grandma," versus "Let's eat, Grandma." Take, for example, Luke 23 and verse 43, where Jesus is talking to the thief on the cross, and Jesus says, "Verily I say unto you, today shalt thou be with me in paradise." This makes it seem that the thief is going to be with Jesus that very same day in a garden, as the word means, or paradise. Some people misconstrue this idea as the thief is going to heaven, a false teaching that we've debunked in other Bible Basics webinars. If instead we read the verse as, "Verily I say unto you today, thou shalt be with me in paradise," it provides the correct interpretation that Jesus is telling the thief that very day that in the future he is going to be with him in the kingdom. Don't get me wrong, the editorial additions to the Bible, for the most part, are great. It helps us to better navigate our Bible, and it can help us to read with more emphasis. But these additions to the Bible are not inspired, and in some cases they can be distracting. So as you're going through your daily Bible readings, make sure that you're reading with context, and if you come across something that's not quite consistent with the message of the rest of Scripture, then do a little bit more digging, because you're probably right.